The British royal family's tragic announcement leaves everyone in tears. The atmosphere around Buckingham Palace had been uneasy for weeks. Reporters camped outside the gates, their lenses constantly fixed on the black and gold railings, waiting for even the smallest hint of news. Courtiers moved briskly, their expressions unreadable. Inside, the royal household had been working behind the scenes to manage an impending revelation. And then it came. A stark message flashed across official royal channels. The royal family deeply regrets to announce tragic news that has shaken us all. We ask for the understanding and compassion of the nation during this difficult time. The carefully worded announcement was short, but it was enough to ignite a wave of grief and speculation. Within minutes, the words had been shared across television broadcasts, social media platforms, and newspaper headlines. Britain, and indeed the world, was stunned. The announcement had not been made lightly. In the days leading up to it, senior royals gathered privately at Windsor Castle to decide how best to deliver the heartbreaking truth. King Charles, still recovering from his own health battles, was visibly shaken but determined to lead with dignity. Beside him sat Queen Camilla, stoic as ever, though her eyes betrayed exhaustion. Princess Anne, unwavering in her loyalty, insisted the family must face it head-on, rather than delay. And William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, sat close together, their clasped hands a small but powerful gesture of unity. For hours, they debated the timing, the phrasing, the tone. There was no easy way to break such news, no handbook on how to tell millions of people that their monarchy had been rocked by tragedy. In the end, William reportedly said, "The people deserve honesty. It will hurt, but the truth always does. We must share it now, not tomorrow." The room fell silent. All agreed. The tragic announcement hit the United Kingdom like a thunderclap. Crowds began gathering outside Buckingham Palace almost instantly. Many arrived with flowers, others with candles, and some simply stood in stunned silence, their faces pale and tearful. In villages and towns, people stopped in shops, pubs, and offices to watch the news unfold. School teachers paused lessons to explain the situation to children. Trains echoed with hushed conversations, passengers scrolling their phones in disbelief. For older generations, the moment carried echoes of past royal tragedies. For younger people, it was a sobering reminder that even the most seemingly untouchable families are not immune to heartbreak. Princess Catherine, always a symbol of grace and composure, was said to have broken down in tears when the family's press office finalized the public statement. Her deep empathy often made her the heart of the monarchy, and she struggled to hold back her emotion. Kate has an extraordinary sense of responsibility, one palace aide revealed. She knows that when the public sees her, they see strength. But behind the scenes, she feels the grief just as much as anyone, perhaps more, because she understands how it will affect the people. That evening, she retreated with her children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, to Adelaide Cottage. The young royals were confused, asking questions their parents could only answer in part. Catherine reportedly sat with them by the fire, explaining softly that sometimes even the strongest families face sadness. Prince William, meanwhile, took on the task of preparing his first public statement. It was not only his role as heir to the throne that compelled him, it was his sense of duty as a son, a father, and a leader in waiting. When he finally spoke, his words were both personal and profound. "This tragedy has shaken our family deeply. We grieve not only as royals, but as people, as a family bound by love. We know that millions share our grief, and it is in that shared compassion that we will find the strength to go on." His calm, resolute delivery brought comfort to many, yet behind his eyes lay the unmistakable weight of sorrow. International leaders quickly issued their condolences. Messages flowed in from Washington, Paris, Berlin, Delhi, and beyond. Flags were lowered to half-mast in Commonwealth nations. Candlelight vigils were organized in cities around the world as people united in their grief for a family that, despite its grandeur, had always represented continuity, resilience, and humanity. Social media overflowed with tributes. Hashtags bearing the family's names trended for days. Millions shared memories of royal encounters, charity initiatives, or simple gestures of kindness from members of the monarchy. Amid the sadness, Princess Anne emerged as a pillar of strength. Ever practical, she took on much of the logistical burden, coordinating with palace staff, ensuring schedules were adjusted, and guiding junior royals through the complex etiquette of mourning. She has always been the backbone, a courtier explained. In times of crisis, and doesn't falter. She simply gets on with it. Her quiet efficiency provided stability for the family, even as emotions ran high. Catherine, in particular, leaned on her aunt by marriage for reassurance and advice. King Charles, a father's pain. For King Charles, the tragedy was deeply personal. At moments, he was described as haunted by the news. Despite his long life in the public eye, he has always been an intensely private man, and carrying both his own grief and that of a nation was a near impossible burden. Yet, in a rare moment of vulnerability, he addressed the public in a televised message from Buckingham Palace. His voice cracked as he said, "As your king, I ask for your strength. As a father, I ask for your prayers. And as a man, I ask for your understanding that grief spares no one, not even those who wear a crown." The nation wept with him, a divided yet united family. Though tensions have simmered within the royal family in recent years, the tragedy prompted a rare show of unity. Prince Harry was reported to have flown in quietly, joining the family for a private gathering. Meghan Markle, though absent, released a carefully worded statement of sympathy. Observers noted the poignancy of seeing William and Harry once again side by side, however briefly. In grief, old divisions seemed less important. "It was a reminder that blood is thicker than circumstance," said one commentator. "Even the most fractured families can find unity in loss." The palace grounds in mourning. Day by day, the palace grounds transformed into a sea of flowers, handwritten letters, and heartfelt tributes. Children left teddy bears. Pensioners knelt in prayer. Tourists wiped away tears as they laid blooms at the gates. For Catherine, walking with her children among the tributes was overwhelming. Charlotte clutched her mother's hand tightly, while George, stoic beyond his years, bowed his head in respect. Louis, too young to fully grasp the gravity, asked softly why so many people were sad. Catherine pulled him close and whispered, "Because when one heart breaks, many others feel it too." What comes next? The royal household announced that official mourning would be observed for weeks, with ceremonies and memorials planned both in Britain and abroad. The tour that William and Catherine had been preparing for was postponed indefinitely. Yet even in the depths of sorrow, plans for the future could not be ignored. William's role as heir would inevitably grow heavier, while Catherine's steady presence would become more vital than ever. For the public, the tragedy underscored the fragile humanity behind the gilded facade of monarchy. Conclusion: a family, a nation, a legacy. The tragic announcement from the British royal family marked a moment of collective grief unlike any other in recent memory. But within the heartbreak, there was also resilience. Through King Charles's vulnerability, William's strength, Catherine's compassion, and Anne's steadfastness, the monarchy reminded the world of its most enduring quality, the ability to endure. As millions lit candles, shared prayers, and stood together in mourning, one truth became clear. Even in tragedy, the British royal family remains not just an institution, but a family, imperfect, fragile, and profoundly human. And in their grief, the nation found a reflection of its own.